नमस्ते। आज भारत का 73वां स्वतंत्रता दिवस है। हम सभी भारतीयों के लिए ये खुशी का दिन है। आज इस मौके पे यह खुशी द्विगुणित होगी। भारत की सबसे पहली सिंधुदुर्ग जिले की वेटलैंड्स वेबसाइट आज लॉन्च होने जा रही है। हम सभी भारतवासियों के लिए यह गर्व की बात है। जिस देश ने भारत पे तकरीबन 200 साल राज किया, उस यूनाइटेड किंगडम में आज अंतर्राष्ट्रीय महत्व के 175 रामसर वेटलैंड साइट्स नामांकित है, जबकि भारत यूनाइटेड किंगडम से 13 गुना विशाल होते हुए भी केवल 37 वेटलैंड साइट्स का संवर्धन कर पाया है। गौर करने वाली बात है, जिस देश में 2400 किलोमीटर के भव्य हिमालय पर्वत श्रृंखलाएं हैं, 150 मिलियन वर्ष पुराने प्राचीन सह्याद्री पर्वत हैं, 400 से भी ज़्यादा नदियां हैं और 7516 किलोमीटर के किनार पट्टी है, उस देश में सिर्फ 37 वेटलैंड साइट्स अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर पहचानी गई हैं। 2010 में इसरो द्वारा प्रकाशित वेटलैंड्स एटलस के मुताबिक महाराष्ट्र के कोकण विभाग में 4799 वेटलैंड्स हैं। अचंभित करने वाली बात तो यह है कि हम आज तक कोकण में एक भी वेटलैंड को नामांकित नहीं कर पाए हैं। भारत ने पिछले केवल 73 वर्षों में ही अपने आप को लोकशाही, धर्मनिरपेक्ष और प्रजासत्ताक का आदर्श बनाया है, परंतु पर्यावरण जागरूक नहीं बन पाया। लगभग 100 साल पहले अमेरिकी शास्त्रज्ञ एल्डो लियोपोल्ड ने कहा, कंजर्वेशन इज अ स्टेट ऑफ हार्मनी बिटवीन मैन एंड लैंड। इसी हार्मनी को साध्य करने की हमारी यह एक छोटी सी कोशिश है। आज हमारे बीच माननीय डॉक्टर अफरोज़ अहमद जी उपस्थित हैं। डॉक्टर अफरोज़ अहमद जी नेशनल वेटलैंड कमेटी के माननीय सदस्य और महाराष्ट्र के वन एवं पर्यावरण विभाग के सलाहकार हैं। लोक सहभाग से बनी भारत की यह पहली वेटलैंड वेबसाइट का उद्घाटन करने के लिए मैं माननीय डॉक्टर अफरोज़ अहमद जी को आमंत्रित करती हूँ। लेकिन इससे पहले मैं श्री हसन खान, सिंधुदुर्ग वेटलैंड्स ब्रीफ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन समिति के सदस्य से विनंती करूँगी कि वह यही बात सिंधुदुर्ग के स्थानिक भाषा मालवणी में आपके सामने रखें।
नमस्कार, धन्यवाद गार्गीजी। आज भारताचो 73वो स्वातंत्र्य दिवस। आमच्या सगळ्यांसाठी ह्यो दिवस म्हणजे आनंदोत्सव। आज ह्यो आनंद अजून वाढतलो हा, कारण भारतातली पहिली लोकसहभागातनं झालेली सिंधुदुर्ग जिल्हा पाणथळ भूमीच्या वेबसाईटचा उद्घाटन असा। ही बाब आपल्या सगळ्या भारतीयांसाठी, कोकणवासियांसाठी अभिमानाची आहे। ज्या देशान आपल्या भारत देशार 200 वर्षापेक्षा जास्त राज केल्यान, त्या युनायटेड किंगडमात 175 पेक्षा जास्त रामसर प्रदेश असत, म्हणजे आंतरराष्ट्रीय महत्त्वाचे असलेले पाणथळ भूमी। भारत युनायटेड किंगडमपेक्षा 13 पटीन मोठो आहे आणि असा असन देखील नुसते 37 रामसर साइट्स, रामसर प्रदेश आपल्या भारतात असत। ही चिंतेची बाब आहे। खरं तर भारताच्या बाबतीत सांगायचं झाल्यास, भारतात 2400 किलोमीटरचो हिमालय पर्वत आहे। आमचो मुकुट 150 दशलक्ष जुनो असलेलो आमचो पश्चिम घाट, जेका महाराष्ट्रात आम्ही सह्याद्री पर्वत म्हणतो। 400हून अधिक आमच्याकडे न्हये असत आणि 7517 किलोमीटरची लाभलेली आमची किनारपट्टी, आणि एवढा असन देखील आमच्याकडे नुसते 37 पाणथळ भूमी असत। 2010 साली इस्रोन राष्ट्रीय वेटलँड एटलास प्रकाशित केल्यान। याच्यानुसार महाराष्ट्रात कोकण विभागात 4799 इतके पाणथळ भूमी असत। पण एवढा असन देखील डोक्यात गरगरणारी बाब म्हणजे कोकणात एका सुद्धा भूमियेक पाणथळ भूमी म्हणान मानांकन आम्ही मिळू शकलो नाही. ही देखील खेदाचीच बाब आसा. भारतान 73 वर्षाच्या या प्रवासात लोकशाही, धर्मनिरपेक्ष आणि प्रजासत्ताक देश म्हणान जगात आदर्श बनलो हा. पण पर्यावरण जागरूक म्हणान बनाग नाही. साधारण 100 वर्षापूर्वी ऑल्डो लिओपॉल्ड ह्या अमेरिकन शास्त्रज्ञान म्हटल्यान हा की कन्झर्वेशन इज अ स्टेट ऑफ हार्मनी बिटवीन मॅन अँड लँड. म्हणजे संवर्धन ही मानव आणि भूमी यांच्यातील सुसूत्रतेची स्थिती होय. ही सुसूत्रता आणूचो आमचो सर्वांचो ह्यो छोटोसो प्रयत्न. आज ह्या कार्यक्रमासाठी आमच्या बरोबर उपस्थित असत अफरोजजी अहमद. डॉक्टर अफरोजजी अहमद यांच्याविषयी सांगायचं म्हणजे हे राष्ट्रीय पाणथळ कमिटीचे सदस्य असत आणि महाराष्ट्र सरकार वन आणि पर्यावरण विभागाचे सल्लागार देखील असत. मी डॉक्टर अफरोजजी अहमद यांका विनंती करते की भारतातली लोकसहभागातनं झालेली ही पहिली सिंधुदुर्ग जिल्ह्यातील पाणथळ भूमीचा उद्घाटन त्यांच्यानी करावा.
First of all, I take the opportunity to thank Sindhudurg Wetland Committee and all concerned for inviting me to launch India's first wetland website of Sindhudurg districts. Wetlands occurs when water meets land. It includes deltas, it includes marshes, fen. Wetlands are temporary or permanent. It is flowing water or standing water. It is natural or it is man-made. Wetlands are most important ecosystem of this planet Earth. Wetlands exist in each country and in every climatic conditions. It may be polar regions or tropical regions. It may be high altitude area or it may be dry areas. Wetlands are kidney, veins and arteries of the landscapes. The world without wetlands could be a world without water, without birds, without people. In nutshell, wetlands are unique ecosystem of this planet Earth, highly productive and a hot spot of the biodiversity. And therefore, it is vital for human survival. The economic and environmental values of the wetlands are enormous. It recharges the groundwater, it regulates the microclimates. It is a carbon sink. The vegetations, the sediments, the soil available in the wetlands, they are carbon sink. They help in flood moderations. They help in ensuring means of livelihoods to the people, foods, especially the foxnut grown in the Bihar. 90% foxnuts come from the wetlands. They are source of fisheries development. They help the area especially for irrigation, water purification and supply of drinking water. They play important roles and have a historical values, cultural values and aesthetic sense as well as recreational values. Wetlands in the entire world provides about 15 lakhs crore revenue per annum. That is equivalent to US dollar about 15 trillion US dollars. In this manner, wetlands are lifeline for this earth system, for the survival of the human beings and all living beings who depends on the wetlands. Worldwide, 64% of wetlands are threatened or have been lost in various activities during 100 years. If you take example of India, India is blessed with both natural as well as man-made wetlands. We have about 5% area of the total geographical area of the country as wetlands. We have also lost large number of areas. Wetlands are most threatened ecosystems of this planet Earth now. They are dying both in the mountainous area as well as in the plain area in the country. The major reason for degradation of the wetlands and the loss of the wetlands are encroachments, invasive vegetation, species, water pollutions, urbanizations. For example, I would like to quote that about 25 hectare wetlands are lost when you have 1 square kilometer built up area. So urbanization has increased tremendously in the country, and to quote some example, let us see the Mumbai. Mumbai has lost about 70% wetlands because of urbanization and various other activities. And the reason is known to the people when heavy rains takes place, how the area is inundated. Similarly, the case of other metropolitan cities like Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad, they have lost about 55% of the wetlands in their cities. Delhi has also similar story to tell, about 35% wetlands have lost. Keeping in view the importance of the wetlands globally, the attention has been drawn, and therefore a special convention have been convened in Iran, and that special convention in Iran was known as Ramsar Convention in 1971. India has also participated, and more than 170 countries are the participants of the convention, and they have ratified the convention. India has played very important and crucial role for the protection and management of the wetlands in the country, and accordingly framed several rules, regulations, guidelines time to time. And in the recent past, in 2017, the wetland rules for conservation and management has come into force, and a guidelines has come into force in January 2020 for the conservation and management of the wetlands in India. I had the opportunity to frame the guidelines in the country for the wetlands conservation as a member of National Wetland Committee of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. I feel happy to say that 37 wetlands of the country are designated as Ramsar site because these wetlands are having importance at international level. Let us talk to the Konkan area. The Konkan area is having also a special and a unique ecosystem. It is surrounded mostly by the Western Ghat or Sahyadri ranges. In the east, in the western area, it has the Arabian Sea. And north and south, it has river system like Damanganga and Gangaudi rivers. It is a beautiful area in Maharashtra, but it has certain limitations like soil, mostly basaltic origin, and lateritic soils, very rich in iron, but organic matter is very, very less, and therefore they have poor water holding capacity. The river system are having a small length. They are seasonal rivers. It is 50 kilometers to 150 kilometers only. When rain takes place, the soil having poor water holding capacity, getting saturated, get exploded in form of springs. In view of this, the area receiving more than 3000 millimeter rainfall are having a peculiar feature because of environment setting, geomorphology of the area, and the soil property, that is lateritic soil with poor water holding capacity. Therefore, wetlands in such area are indispensable and deserve top priority for their conservation and management. I would like to say and share that keeping in view the situation of the wetlands health, there is an urgent need in the country to have a special authority for coordination, monitoring and funding for the conservation and management of the wetlands. On the similar line, the state governments who are custodians of the wetland, they require to have a authority and institution, especially for the conservation and management. And as an interim arrangement, immediate requirement is to give responsibility to the colleges and universities which are located in the area where wetlands are present, and they should be declared as a nodal agency and proper funding should be given to them. And these colleges and university having multidisciplinary expertise should also include all stakeholders like fishery department, water resource department, water supply department, forestry department, panchayats as a part of the team for conservation and management of the wetlands in that area. Proactive action is required by district administration to identify the wetlands having potential for the conservation and having importance in the environment. That is need of the hour. Need of understanding wise development like village herbarium, village guides, village museum, and wise tourism like research and education is must. Similarly, the cultural and spiritual values, significance in the wetlands need to be discussed in form of workshop, in form of meetings, and also integration of cultural value with the nature is must. And that should be a part of the governance and management. I must say with the experiences that the wetlands are most important ecosystem of the earth, and they are providing so much benefit to the society. The benefits includes, as I have told, therefore the present situation in the entire world is facing the corona pandemic, and therefore my advice could be one should have investment on nature. There is a need to have investment on the nature. That is most important. That is required to be done. And I must say that the wetlands having potential for feeding the community, for feeding the population, for the survival of this planet Earth, given top priority. I had the opportunity to visit Konkan area several times and witnessed very closely the innovative initiative of community participations. And I am happy today to know that The mission taken up by the Konkan people have resulted positively in form of brief documentation of the wetlands and the same time preparation and creation of India's first wetlands website of Sindhudurg. This achievement is commendable, and this would have been possible only by commitment and dedication of the people. The wetlands have a salient features: the nature of wetlands, the type of wetlands, the strategy to evolve the involvement of the people, the community participation, innovative initiative. It also includes the details of the wetlands with mapping of about 480 wetlands of the Konkan's 4 districts and about 48 to 56 wetlands of the Sindhudurg district. The website have been prepared by community participation, and I must say this is the first project of India having the emergence, having creation of the wetlands and brief documentation of the wetlands in such a scientific manner. It might be first in India. This has been done by community participation. Especially the students from the college and universities have been involved, and the experts from various fields have been involved, like botanists, zoologists, anthropologists, geographers, soil scientists, agriculturists, landscape architects, environment lawyers, and people from various sectors were the participants in the community-driven, community-participated these programs. And I must say, this contribution of the Konkan people is outstanding contribution for the nation, especially for the wetlands conservation and management. Today is 73rd Independence Day of the country. I am delighted and honored to launch the India's first website on the wetlands of the Sindhudurg districts. The wetlands having wealth of information will go long way and will be termed as a model, Sindhudurg model for wetlands conservation and management, and will be replicated in entire country. It will provide a guidelines to the policy makers for evolving policy and programs for the conservation and management of the wetlands in the country. It will definitely attract attention in India as well as worldwide. I heartily congratulate all those who were part of this program, who have accomplished this important mission, and I term them as a environment saviors of the country. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र।
भारत के प्रसिद्ध टैक्सोनॉमिस्ट और शिवाजी यूनिवर्सिटी कोल्हापुर के बॉटनी विभाग के एचओडी डॉक्टर SR यादव जी महाराष्ट्र स्टेट बायोडाइवर्सिटी बोर्ड के सदस्य भी रहे हैं। फ़िलहाल वे इंडियन नेशनल साइंस एकेडमी के सीनियर साइंटिस्ट हैं। मैं माननीय डॉक्टर SR यादव जी को आमंत्रित करती हूँ।
नमस्कार। Wetlands are of prime importance in ecology of any region. Wetlands play a crucial role in maintenance of biodiversity and the economics of any region. India was considered as a country of wetlands. However, in past 4-5 decades, almost 80% of wetlands of our country have been destroyed, still India possesses two-thirds aquatic plant species of the world. Konkan is unique in its flora and fauna. Although Konkan region receives good rainfall, but the soil of the region has almost no water holding capacity, and therefore wetlands of Konkan are of great importance because of many reasons. Moreover, many aquatic plant species endemic to India are found in wetlands of Konkan. It is appreciable that India's first wetland website of Sindhudurga district is going to be launched, which is developed through community participation. This is an ideal example for any country that how community can contribute and conserve biodiversity and the resources of the region. It is noteworthy that through community participation, 57 wetland documentation has been done in 4 districts of Konkan division. This brings out the role of community in development of village and management of resources of the region. Once again, I congratulate Pan India expert team and information technology professional volunteers for developing website on database collected on wetlands through community participation. This is a very good example for others in the country, and this website I am sure will be of great significance to the country and to the people who are interested in wetlands, their flora, fauna and role. Thank you very much.
Wetlands are areas of land that are either permanently or seasonally wet. Wetlands can be classified in 2 main types. Inland wetlands, which include ponds, lakes, swamps, rivers, floodplains and aquifers. Coastal wetlands, such as salt marshes, estuaries, mangroves, lagoons, beaches, coral reefs and all coastlines. Wetlands are vital because they help to sustain life and are an essential part of the water cycle. An estimated 660 million people depend on them for fishing and aquaculture, and many millions more for farming and fodder. Wetlands help to mitigate climate change and to adapt to its impacts. Peatlands occupy only 3% of land surface area, but store twice as much carbon as all the forests in the world. Wetlands purify and filter harmful waste from water, ensuring fresh water for all of us. They act as a natural sponge, absorbing water and helping to reduce flood damage and releasing it slowly during the dry season. Freshwater wetlands provide a home to more than 100,000 species, and coastal wetlands considerably more. By 2050, global demand for water is projected to increase by 55%, and the population of the world is estimated to rise to 9 billion. And yet 64% of the world's wetlands have disappeared since 1900. The main reason for this loss is the misconception that wetlands are wastelands to be filled, drained or converted for other uses. The vision of the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands is to prevent, stop and reverse the loss and degradation of wetlands. Ramsar is working at the national, regional and international level with public and private institutions to manage and restore wetlands for a sustainable future. In 2008, the Ramsar Convention, IUCN and the Danone Group created the Livelihoods Fund, whose mission is to support the efforts of rural communities to restore their ecosystems, which ensures their food security, increases their incomes and improves their living conditions. These projects contribute to mitigating against climate change by binding 8 million metric tons of carbon over 20 years into the soil. The Livelihoods Fund promotes the restoration of mangrove ecosystems because they hold a wealth of biodiversity. They help build up organic matter and support fisheries. They offer the best natural barriers against rising sea levels and cyclones, and so protect the local populations. Among its numerous actions, Livelihoods and its partners are implementing a project to plant 25 million mangroves in the Sundarbans, an area that is experiencing sea level rise faster than any other place on Earth. It has lost 28% of its land in the past 40 years due to climate change. As part of this commitment to address the massive loss and degradation of wetlands around the world, the Ramsar Convention is working on a global partnership for wetlands restoration. The Livelihoods Fund continues to invest in projects in developing countries across Africa, Asia and Latin America to restore these precious natural habitats. Working together for wetland management and restoration, and partnering to improve livelihoods.